Welcome to the Imaginative Edge. Here in the previous video we saw how to model some trees, rocks, and we also have created texture and a dog. And in today's video we'll model a boat, its handle, we'll create a still calm water with the help of shaders, we'll set our camera, and in the last we'll set our environment, or we can say our scene. Or you can also purchase its Blender file from my Gumroad, link in the description below. So this is what we have created in the previous video, and now we are going to add some support under this. So we'll add a cube, we'll scale it down along z-axis like this, we'll scale it down along x-axis, and we'll scale it up along y-axis. It seems confusing, but it's not. Okay, then we'll adjust its position, we'll bring it up along z-axis and place it over here on the corner. Then we'll just duplicate it by pressing Shift T, and this is what we have created. We'll back to the object mode, and it seems nice. Now we are going to create the boat. For that we'll take a cube, we'll place it over here, we'll scale it down along z-axis, and in the edit mode with the face select, we'll select this front face like this, and with the top view we'll extrude it up like this, and we'll scale it down along y-axis. Make sure to scale it down along y-axis, otherwise it will create a mess. Okay, then we'll repeat the same step. We'll extrude and scale them down to give it a shape like that. Then again we'll select this face, and with the top view we'll extrude it up, we'll scale it down. Okay, we'll repeat this step with one more time. Extrude and scale it down. Okay, it seems nice. Now we'll select these bottom faces and extrude them down along z-axis and scale them down along x-axis. Bring it up a little. Now it seems too big, so we'll select these top faces and grab them down along z-axis like this. Now we'll invert these faces by pressing I. Press I 2 times, and then we'll extrude these faces down by pressing E with our extreme mode on. You can see the shortcut keys on my screen. Okay, so it seems nice. Now we are going to create the boat handles. For that we'll take a cube, we'll scale it down along y-axis, and here with the top view we are going to scale it up along x-axis. So we'll press S and X, and here it is. Now with the face select, we'll select this face, and now we are going to create the handle. So we'll extrude and scale it up along Y. Repeat the same step. Extrude and scale it down this time, and we'll give it a shape like a handle. Now we'll select this front face, extrude. Now we'll scale it a little more like this. Extrude and scale it up along y-axis. Repeat this step. Scale it down one more time, just like this. Okay, so it seems good. It seems quite flat, so we'll select these faces with the extreme mode on. Now we'll scale them up along z-axis like this. Okay, so it seems quite nice. We'll back to the object mode, and here we'll place it over the boat. So we'll grab it, and with the top view we'll place it over here. We'll rotate this, scale it down, and bring it here. Apply scale to this, and now we'll just duplicate it one more time by pressing Shift D. Rotate this. Okay, seems nice. We'll bring it up a little. Rotate this and bring them down to the surface of the boat. Okay, now we'll just select all of them and place them here. Now we are going to create the rope. So we'll take a Bezier curve, we'll rotate it, or you can also use the draw curve method. You can get the video link over here on the top, or if you want to use this method of extrusion, so you can use that too. Just rotate this and extrude one more time, just like this. Extrude it and bring it down. Okay. So it seems like a rope. Because now with this selected, we'll go to the object mode, and here in the data properties we'll go to the geometry, and here it will increase the depth of this rope, or we can say the curve. Okay, it seems like a rope. Now we'll select all of them and press M to create a new collection, which is boat. Now we'll add some material to this, so we'll go to the shading tab and create a new material. We'll rename it as wood material, and we'll apply this same material to all of them. Just select and apply it from here. Okay, so next we are going to create the wood material. Before that, we'll check for our node Wrangler add-on, and then we'll add a noise texture to this, and then with this selected, we'll press Ctrl T for these mapping nodes. Then we'll map this UV to the vector and this vector to the base color. And I can see the texture, the noise texture in this. You can change it according to you. You can change the scale, change these values. You can change this detail value and increase the roughness. Okay, now you can see these all are in symmetry, so we'll just unwrap them later. But before that, we are going to add a color ramp in between this noise texture and the principal BSDF, and we'll give a color to this. So here we are going to give it a light brown color, just like that, and we'll add one more mark over here by pressing Ctrl and give the same material to this. Okay, now we'll press Ctrl and click for adding this mark again, and now we'll give it a dark brown color. You can see. Okay, so now we are going to add two more marks. So press Ctrl and click on this, and you will get your mark. Okay, now we'll give the same material to them, so we'll just copy the same colors, press Ctrl C, and here we'll paste the color, and you can see these dark color over here. We'll set these with this. We'll change this value and the color from here. Okay, so it seems nice. Now we'll just have to unwrap them. Okay, before this, you can see it's too light, so we'll adding the ambient here and a mix color in between the color ramp and the principal BSDF to add this ambient equation. So we'll map this color to B and this color to vector, and here we'll change the color of A to a black color, just like this. Okay, so to see the difference, will get a preview of there. So we'll press Ctrl Shift and Ctrl Shift, and you can see the difference, the dark corners over here. Okay, now we'll select our principal VSTF by pressing Ctrl Shift, and this is what we have created for the wood material. Now we'll unwrap them. So we'll select this dog and go to the edit mode. Here we'll press U and unwrap it with Smart UV project. So unwrap it, and then we'll go to the UV editing. Here we'll select all of them by pressing A and scale it up, scale it down along Y-axis, and we'll get a good wood material. So we'll repeat the same step for the boat and these handles. So we'll select this, we'll UV unwrap them, we'll Smart UV unwrap. Okay, we'll do Smart UV unwrap, then we'll scale them down to adjust the material. Okay, it seems nice. So we'll repeat the same step for these two. We'll select them, and in the edit mode we'll unwrap them. We press U and then we'll do Smart UV unwrap. We'll select them, scale them up, scale them down to adjust this material, and here we'll get a good material. Okay, next we'll back to the layout, and it's nice. Now we'll give color to this rope too. So we'll select this, go to the materials, and here in the new material we are going to give it a dark black color, or you can say the brown color. We'll increase the roughness, and here it is. Seems nice. Okay, now we'll just select them and put them in the collection, which is boat. Okay, seems good. And you can see they all are separated. So we'll first select these handles, then we'll select the boat by pressing Shift and transform them as parent and object by pressing Ctrl P. So we'll repeat the same step for all of them. We'll select this rope, then we'll select the boat and press Ctrl P and object. Okay, repeat the same step for this dog, and this is. We'll make our boat as a parent and other will follow them as a children. Okay, then we'll do some render settings. Here we'll select our render as Eve. Then we'll check this ray tracing, and you can see the difference after turning on this ray tracing option. Okay, then we'll go to the world properties, and here we are going to add the environment texture. You can see. Now you can download this environment texture from the link in the description below. Then we'll go to the render preview, and here you can see this. Okay, we'll increase the strength of this environment to 0.4 because we want the even view, so we'll keep it little dark. Okay, next we'll also change this color management. We'll keep the look to very high contrast, and you can see the sun is now more shiny. Okay, now we are going to add light to this. We'll bring it over here. We'll add the sun to this. We'll rotate it, and here we'll change the color of this. In the data we'll go and we'll change the color to light orange, and we'll also increase its strength to 10, and here you can see they are shining. Okay, then we'll just hide them, and now we are going to set our scene, or you can say the environment. So we'll press Shift C, and here we are going to add a plane by pressing Shift A. Then we'll scale it up and we'll press 50, and you can see the plane of this size. Then we'll scale it up along y-axis. We'll press 3 for setting its length. Okay, seems nice. Now we'll go to the edit mode and add a loop cut by pressing Ctrl R, so that we'll able to subdivide them equally in equal portion. So we'll press Ctrl E and subdivide it. We'll add the number of cuts up to 50. Okay, so then with the vertex select, we are going to select these 3 edges, or if you want to select these 4 edges, then you can do so, but I'll select only these 3 edges. Then we'll bring them down. Okay, before that we'll turn on proportional editing by pressing O, bring it down and rotate your mouse wheel, and you can see this. Now we are going to create that island part. Okay, so this portion will submerged in the water. So back to the object mode, and here we are going to add one more plane. We'll scale it up, we'll keep it like big, because this is the water portion. We'll create water with that, so it's supposed to be big in size. Then we'll back to the render view, and here first you can see these edges, so we'll shade that smooth. So select this, and here we'll press W and shade it smooth. Okay, now we'll go to the sculpt mode. You can press Ctrl Tab for that, or you can also switch it with modes from here. So in the sculpt mode, we'll select this clay strip and increase it. We'll set our radius. If you have a drawing tab, that's good, otherwise you can use your mouse too. So we'll press Ctrl and give it a shape like this. It seems nice. Then you can see this, I'm using a drawing tab. Okay, now we'll use this clay strip brush to give this a shape like that. Okay, so it seems nice. Now I'm using the smooth brush, so for that you can press Shift and it will work as a smooth brush. It seems like that. Okay, nice. You can give it a shape. You can give it any shape you like. I just make it uneven, so it seems like a island. Then I'll use this grab brush, or you can also press G, the shortcut key for the grab brush. Then I'll grab these edges a little, these edges like this, to give it a random shape. Okay, so it seems good. Okay, we'll back to the object mode, and in the material preview we'll give it a brown, a little dark brown color, and we'll also select this plane and give it a bluish color, because this is the water. we're going to create water with this plane, and then we'll rename it as water, and this is a ground. Okay, then we'll go to the modifiers. If you want it more low poly, you can add this decimate modifier to this. Okay, then we'll go to the shading tab. We'll adjust our view. We'll go to the render view, and here we are going to add some material to this. Okay, we'll rename it one more time. We'll decrease the roughness to 0. Then we are going to add a noise texture to this. Just check for your node wrangler add-on from here in the preferences. Then with this selected, we'll press Ctrl T for the mapping nodes, and here it is. Then we'll map this object to the vector and this vector to the base color. Okay, so it's okay. I have done something wrong. Map this vector to the normal, and you can see this quite reflective surface over here. And here in between, we are going to add the bump node. We'll place it over here and map this normal to vector height. This vector is the height. Then we'll change this to 4D, and you can see the W value over here. We'll change this distance value to get the bumps on the surface of the water. We can change these values, this W value, the scale value, detail, distortion, for getting a quite nice water. But I want this water to be still calm, so I'll change them with these values. I'll keep the value of W 0.5. I'll keep the distance value this, and here the final values. Okay, so it seems nice. It seems like a still calm water, which is exactly I want. And here we'll increase the roughness to 0.6. Okay, seems nice. So I'll turn off these grids from here. Seems good. Then we'll back to the render view, and here you can see this water. We'll go to the shading tab. Now we'll adjust our scene, or we can see the environment. So we'll bring it here. We'll rotate this along z-axis. We'll select this boat, and as you can see, these all are moving with this boat, because we'll set this as a parent and is all are working as a children. Okay, it seems nice. Now we'll scale it up and bring it down. Seems good. We'll adjust this. Okay, you can see it seems nice. Back to solid view, and here we are going to add our camera. So to set the camera view, we'll press Ctrl Alt numpad 0. Now to set our camera view, we'll open the properties, and here we'll check this camera to view option and adjust our camera. Okay, it seems nice. We'll go to the render view, and here we'll change its focal into 70. Okay, adjust it, and back to the render view. Okay, it seems nice. So this is what we have created in this video. Stay tuned for the second part. Thanks for watching.